Greetings all, Pastor Teresa here coming to you with a training video for our teaching assistants at the Rock Bible College. If you are brand new to the team, so you're watching this video to learn how to use our data system, I would like to say welcome and thank you for accepting that challenge to come on board and be part of what God is doing through the Rock Bible College. If you are watching this video as a refresher and you've helped before and been a teaching assistant, we just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for serving the students and the instructors. You are a valuable part of making the Rock Bible College all that God would have us and it to be. So for all of you, before we jump into the data system and looking at teaching assistant responsibilities and how we manage that in the background of the classes, I want to just mention one verse. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you here. And that's out of Psalms 78:72. And in that scripture, it says, talking about David, it says that David shepherded them with the integrity of heart and with skillful hands he led them. And when we're looking at equipping you to be an effective teaching assistant, those are the two things that we want to keep in mind. We want to have skillful hands. And this video is about that, about being able to do well what God has asked us to do. So there's no confusion, so there's order, so we can do things with integrity of heart also, right? Knowing that we're doing it for the right reasons and the right cause and believing in those that God has called us to help. Remember that love bears all things, endures all things, hopes all things, believes all things. So we want to take that approach as we work with our students, as we work with our instructors, knowing that we have a heart to serve them. And I know that you do because you said yes and you're here. So welcome. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So on any web browser, I have Google open right now, Google Chrome, but any web browser that you have, you just go and type Rock Bible College, and it will take you to our landing page. Once you get to the landing page, you're going to look for the button at the top bar that says MyTRBC. That's the platform that we use to communicate and for the students to store all of their academic information. So you just click MyTRBC. You'll notice in the browser bar that it's a /MyTRBC/. I would recommend that you bookmark this. Once you've bookmarked this, you can just click on that link. I actually have it right here. This is my bookmark of MyTRBC because you'll be going there quite a bit as you assist students. And you'll be given your username and your role and your password. If you don't have that yet, our registrar will be providing that for you. But I'm going to use my login, not as an administrator, but as an instructor, because that's going to look more like when you log in, because you'll be logging in with the role of instructor also. So this is my username, Aguilar2, my instructor, my password is already in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and log in. So as it pops up, just like it will with you, I can go ahead and see what my classes are. So I can click here. These are announcements. Right, the chapel night will always be here. This is the one we had launching our spring semester in the end of January. Every Tuesday and Thursday we have prayer school. As a teaching assistant, you are more than welcome to come on campus to prayer school or to log in via our live Zoom link. We do send that out via Zoom, and that link will be right there on that button. And then information about our work study program, our student handbook, and other information that students need to know will go under the news and announcements. So let's go ahead and jump in. If you have messages, the messages will appear here, and let's go to classes. So we'll use my classes as an example. I have coming up in Q4 this term, I have e-learning, the King and His Kingdom, and the King and His Kingdom on campus. So let's go ahead and start with my on-campus class. And there's my reporting and communicating note for my students, syllabus, right? A video that introduces the class, a note from the college, and go down. And then my assessments are here in my particular class. The assessments are my scripture memory. So what my students do is they go in and when they've memorized the scripture, they report it as memorized. So that's what you'll see here. A discussion board is a great place for students to communicate with you as a TA. And then you'll also see all of the sessions. right? Every class this quarter has 8 sessions. The first session through 8, you'll see the dates next to the session. So one of the things you want to do as a TA is make sure that these dates are valid dates. How do you know they're valid dates? Well, one of the ways is that we will send you a link showing you the date. I'll show you what that link looks like. Let me go to my Google Drive. And when I go to Google Drive, I'll go to my Rock Bible College. And I'm going to go ahead and go to recent because I just used this document recently. And we'll send you this document. And what this document does, it has the dates that each session is supposed to open and close, and the dates that the assignments inside the session are supposed to open and close. So quarter 2 is over. We're currently in quarter 4. So down here at the bottom, I'll put quarter 4. All right, so these are the dates, and you can see the on-campus class is Tuesday or Thursday. Mine is a Thursday class, so mine should open on April 1st and close on the 15th. If I go back to Orbund, it opens on the 1st and closes on the 15th. Now, when I click on this, I'll see the contents. My week 1 reading starts on the 1st and closes on the 15th. Go back and look at the list. Okay. My course content on campus opens on the 1st, closes on the 15th. So my dates then opens on the 1st, closes on the 15th. So they check out. I shouldn't have to change anything. Session 1 lecture notes and handouts. You notice this is grayed out. It's grayed out because the date hasn't started yet. So if the student was able to open this, they would not be able to access this until the date. How do I know when the date is? I click it. It's going to open on the 1st and it's going to close on the 8th, right? And that's a mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that right now. That should stay open because the 8th is spring break until the 15th. Okay. And then I will go ahead, now that I made that date change, I'll save it. So those are the kind of things you want to look for. You want to make sure that those dates are right so students aren't trying to access their class and they don't have access. And checking the dates before each week starts will help you to avoid lots of emails and frustrated students who have carved out their 1 or 2 hours to study only to find out they can't have that. They can't get in and study because they can't access the class. We don't want that to happen. And the reason this is open for 2 weeks is because of spring break. But you'll notice every other class is open for 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. In my case, my class is a Thursday class, so these are the dates. If it was a Tuesday class, these are the dates. If it was an online class, these were the dates for the session and course content, and these are the dates for the assignments. Because the assignments are all due Thursdays at 11 p.m. So we want to make sure that they close on Thursdays at 11 p.m. All right, so that's just the introduction to the MyTRBC class page. Let's look at the discussion board. The discussion board is here. Students can come in. It says feel free to engage in conversation, ask questions, post your thoughts, your prayer requests. The students post here, you as the TA are free to engage, free to pray for them, free to encourage them, answer their questions, anything like that. That's class. The syllabus should be located where it says syllabus. You'll notice again, this is grayed out because the date doesn't start until April 1st. I confused for a second, April 1st. So then it won't be grayed out, but there is a syllabus here, right? And in my case, I don't like to use the same syllabus from last year. So this should have been deleted. It wasn't, but I'm going to go ahead and delete it and save, right? Because I don't reuse the same documents from the year before. But some instructors do. So you want to make sure you can open it up and make sure it has the right date. It's not a 2020 syllabus or a 2019 syllabus. It should be a 2021 syllabus. We make those edits here in the office. So if you see that something's out of date, let us know, and we will certainly update it. Let me show you what an assessment looks like. So this is your assessment. A couple of things you can see here. My students have 3 attempts to report their scripts from memory. Why 3 attempts? They only need 1. Right, technical difficulties, problems. It saves a lot of emails coming in. So that's my preference as an instructor. Your instructor may have a different preference. I always count the last thing they report. not the highest. If they retake an assessment, it's the last one that counts, even if their score goes down. So they got to be careful with that. I let them see their results, right? And for scripture memory, the assessment is simply something like this. It says, I have memorized and correctly coded this week's verse from memory to a partner, and they click yes, and they're done, and they get their credit for scripture memory. When you need to edit a test question, you simply click on it, and you can edit any text in here by typing out new text. I don't want that, but I just wanted to show you how that works. And if you make changes, you click submit, right? And there's all different kinds of test questions that can be created, multiple choice, short text, long text, yes or no, true, false. This is a yes or no, and you click the button to the right answer. The right answer is yes. When they click yes, they get 10 points. Submit, and that is what the test looks like. So back to class. Let's go back here to class. And that is an introduction to the home page.